Hey, hi ho, cat guys, I'm Tangar GameGlaz and this is Shtukensia.
Hello!
So, today we would announce very important news. We would announce very important news. Very important news. We're starting our game, our online game.
Yay!
So, Shtukensia, you are very big right now.
Me?
Yeah. And
That's cute. I would like to say hello to
And
everybody.
what is this game? Yeah, you would say it. What is it? Actually, it's we came to the decision that I came to the decision actually that we need it. We need to create something by ourselves. It's not because we wanted it very much. I mean, I like play games very much, but I didn't develop any game in my life actually. But now, after 20 years, yesterday was my birthday, and
Happy birthday!
yeah, actually it's 20 years already when I play online games. 20 years. And after 20 years, I see that genre, online games genre, can't give me nothing what I want, what I need. And all games which I played recently, all new releases, they are very shallow. Shallow, I mean, it's like, let me make it different a bit. Yeah, something like this. So, but Shtukensia, where are you? I need you also.
Here.
Let me make it. Yeah, we're live, guys. So today we would have a question and answer about our game. And Shtukensia, she's also part. She's 50% of our team right now.
So we have big team.
We have very big team. We would create a game. But first I need to add Shtukensia to our stream. So
basically, I would like to say that
come here.
I'm in trousers.
Shtukensia in trousers. Okay.
I would like to say that I will create some art for the game, and Tangar will make some code, and he will organize all these procedures, like director of game.
Right now I'm trying to put you into the stream, but no idea why it doesn't work. Okay, let's go back here.
Okay.
So guys, what's this video about? What we would do today? I want just to make an announcement and give you some information about core features of this work and what we are planning to do, how it would be. Just some information, because in my Russian channel I already made some information, I already told some stuff, and here, yeah. So yesterday it was my birthday, and now I am 32 years old, and 20 years of my life I play online games. So I feel that right now it's very shallow, not much depth in new games, new online games, and the most problem is because people, developers, they put too much into graphics, into pictures in the game. So what I want to make, I already created topic at forum, and there I would write some stuff right now with you together. So we would write some core features and what I want to do, so like basic information about what we want to do and how we want to do. what's main aspects? You could already see it here. I wrote it of this game. What I want to bring into the life. It's not just a copy of some game. I want to make this game not to earn money, not to become rich guy, or not. I think it would be. I wouldn't say that there wouldn't be any donations available. I mean, okay, if you want to help our game, you could in future. But for now, it's totally. Shtukensia, she is main person about our financial part.
Yes, please support us if you like. You can do it by visiting our website. Can you write it to the
Okay,
chat?
I'll show it. I'll show it later. Yeah.
.com. We have support link there, and you can spend any money you like to the best game in the world.
Okay, we just started this game, and I want to say that it wouldn't appear very soon. I mean, it would be years after we would do something what we want to create. So, okay, let's start with genre. What is this game? What we want to make and why? Z. What means Z? So it's Z mud-roguelike-MMORPG. You could call it also text browser online game, but it wouldn't be really true, because I would prefer this one. From where to start? Guys, all online games, they started with the mods, with text MMORPGs. So from mods appeared all these World of Warcrafts, Ultima Onlines and other great games. Why mods? They are good. Okay. Or let's write it like it would look like browser online game with some with deep user interfaces, with how to call it, not deep but complex user interface, map and some pictures. So it's something, it's like mod with pictures but with stuff from with possibilities from mods. And actually this is very good. I just wrote it right now, but it's very good example of how games developed through time, how online games developed through time, these genres. Okay, some 2D, let's call it like this. But with okay, let's map. Yeah, it would be like this. So mud-roguelike-MMORPG, it's actually it's how online gaming went. It's like evolution of online games, because everything started from mods. Let's tell it. Then mods took certain roguelike elements. For example, it could be Tibia and games like RuneScape, okay, and so on. And Tibia, it's just pure roguelike style, a bit simplified, but still. And then they become modern RPG. And how we could call them? Became 2D RPGs. We could write it even like this. Maybe it's too big, so you would see everything what I write. And then 2D RPGs took graphics from single player RPG games. It's how it was, and become modern RPGs, 3D or isometric. The problem is that every time when this progress through genres appeared, every time when this progress proceeded, problem. Every time when progress during this evolution, games they lose certain amount of features or gameplay features which was the most fun in these games. I mean, mods in exchange to pictures, graphics. So every time when more graphics come to games, a certain amount of gameplay was removed. Why? Because it's just hard. I think for developers it was hard to make game beautiful and save all these gameplay features which were in previous times. So even right now, after like 30, even 40 years of mod existence, mods they still stay as the games which has the most huge amount of possibilities. So when you play in the mod, your character freedom of your actions, it's the most, because there are only text. So what is mod? Mod is just text field. Mod it's like certain amount of text, and you could input here certain amount of comments. That's it, nothing. And when it's text, it's really easy. I mean, it's not really easy, but for developers, they could give you any possibilities in the game, any kind of gameplay situations, because it's only text. It's like a book. So when you take a book, it's very your imagination could draw any picture, any graphics. Shtukensia, посмотри, у меня идет стрим вообще на английском канале. So yeah, I just asked you to check my stream. So and yeah, mods they had, and they still exist, and they have huge amount of gameplay possibilities in there. Then when developers they started to create new online games based at mods, of course, but also with some roguelike elements, with some simple 2D graphics. It was like they made all game field. They put it into this net. Great. So it's your character, it's enemy. This is a tree, so you could move to certain directions in this game. Most online games which took roguelike theme, they lost a lot of huge amount of possibilities from roguelikes. I mean, in most online games you can't move by diagonally like in all roguelikes. So these games they were very limited, but still, for example, Tibia, it's very popular game still, even right now, and RuneScape also. And RuneScape, by the way, he become actually quite more RPG game. It's not it lost all roguelike elements right now. So Tibia, yeah, it's a good example. And what the problem become here? From mods left almost nothing. Okay, in these games they had some texts, but it was like pictures and some effects when you make a blow to something, and it was like some graphical effects, simple, but still they you could see something, and developers they think we do not need to put more stuff to describe it. So from mods to these 2D MMORPGs, they lost all mods flavor, and they lost huge amount of possibilities which existed in mods, and it's very sad. And then after 2D MMORPGs, they still got lots of interesting stuff and very big possibilities of your character freedom. So even in Tibia, your character could do lots of stuff which he can't do in some modern RPGs like Warcraft. Why it's so? Because yeah, this also simple, very simple system, but it gives you a lot of possibilities. You could code it. You do not need to make to spend a lot of resources at graphics. So you could just make interesting situations, and with this simplified graphics, it's more programming, more coding than drawing. And then 2D MMORPGs, they evaluate to modern MMORPGs with 3D graphics. They took it from offline games, I'll say, and it's something like World of Warcraft, for example, or even Ultima Online. It's also Ultima Online is a very unique case. I mean, they took stuff from 2D MMORPGs at new level, I'll say, because yeah, it's isometric graphics, isometric MMORPG with 2D graphics, but Ultima Online is very special case. So anyway, new games with these 3D engines, what they have, they have everything in 3D, and you could see how your character looks like, what he is wearing, this sword. You could have some parameters, but still, you do not need to write anything. People, they could see how this gnoll, he want to attack you, this zombie, and you just have to create a user interface which show all parameters. You do not need to use commands at all. You have your paper doll here, and it's nice. And so developers, they dropped loads of features from 2D MMORPG, I mean gameplay features, because they had to spend loads of resources in these pictures, in these graphics. And it's what make me try to make something by myself, because I do not like this. I played 20 years in different online games. Recently, like three years ago, something like this, I found this game, Tamnet. And in Tamnet, it's online roguelike game, very unique place actually. But still it has its own, I'll say, limitations in compared to some mods. I mean, in some mods you could do more than in this game, but yeah, it's a beautiful game. It's one of my favorite online games. I still play it, and it's like God sent us all this game to have at least some fun in this world. So still in this game you have plenty of limitations, and you do not read much in this game. You have to read the game. It's also user interface, and I'll say it's what is Tamnet? Tamnet is just one of the most complex and perfect and interesting 2D MMORPGs. So 2D MMORPGs, when mods took certain roguelike elements, but there it wasn't part of evolution from mods. It was like, okay, mod and okay, let's make it smaller. From mods it went to 2D 2D MMORPGs, and then common MMORPGs. Just do not want to spend a lot of time, and it become just really awful. What to do. Okay. I think it would be faster just to write it. Or not. Yeah. Something like this. I'm sorry guys, yeah, it's my first time when I'm drawing everything in live. It's 2D, more RPGs. But actually Tamnet, for example, it's other. It came not from mods, but from roguelikes themselves, from single player game. So from roguelikes come Tamnet. It doesn't have much connection to mods, and it didn't took anything from mods actually, and it's weakness of Tamnet. But still, it's very beautiful and great game. I love it. So what is my idea? It's very simple actually. I want to you see how I call this? We do not have a name for our game yet. I do not have it yet. But I want to take elements from mods and bring them to MMORPG. I want to take elements from roguelikes and bring it from RPG. But also a lot of MMORPG elements I want to change. I do not like MMORPG progress how it's made like right now. I have different ideas, and my RPG progress would be very different. What means that? That it's zero playing. It wouldn't be clear, total, even like I think it would be better to call this MMORPG-Z. Mud-roguelike-MMORPG-Z, something like this, yeah. Or maybe, okay, Z-MMORPG. Yeah. Like this, mud-roguelike-z-MMORPG. For now, we could call this game, okay, MRZ. Do you like name Murs? Murs. Okay, we would call this game for now Murs. Well, it's not really important thing how to call it for now. After we would finish our stream, you would be able to come to this place and to see all this stuff which I'm writing right now here. So this problem with this progress, with this evolution, they lost a lot of properties which I like, which I want to play. And right now new mods, they still coming, and they have some interface, even like map. Some mods they have map, but still it's very poor, and they made in this kinda a bit old technology via telnet they made. But about technology we would tell about it a bit later. What's the second part? So the reason why we want to make new game to bring gameplay freedom and variety from mods and roguelikes to MMORPG. It's our reason why we do it, because currently MMORPG, they are very limited. Went genre gameplay become very limited because of, yeah, why? Because of it's a lot of not because only graphics, because of marketing, graphics, hype, poor game designers and coders. Yeah, coders. They are good, but I mean there are not much enthusiasts who want to make something. And also important reason, it's game dev engines. Actually, it's one of the most reason. People, they stopped to create the engines for their games. They took something from somewhere and then they create shit. Because when you take some other platform, it's very hard to create something good on it, because it just have its own limits, and these limits, they come from these engines like Unity. Yeah. Why limited? And I mean, SEO, this all management who make decisions about online games and RPGs, they do not play these games themselves. And people who managing and sell game do not play games themselves. Okay, let's make it like this. You could add something. So it's the reasons why it's limited and shallow. Maybe we will add some more reasons soon. So what the idea? It's very simple, you could think. Idea. Mud gameplay. Took mud gameplay possibilities. Mud, not gameplay possibilities, it's even mud. Take from their character freedom. So you could do a lot of actions and make decisions. How it would be? Степень свободы.
Power of freedom.
Нет, степень. Посмотри просто в словаре. Okay, I'll check it myself. This word. Degree of freedom, okay. Huge degree of character's freedom. Roguelikes. Take RNG and new how it would be, how we could call it, like unique situations which RNG generate. Okay, yeah, RNG, it's random number generated, it's on. Okay, it's not really, because RNG it's already generated. Okay, okay, let's call it like this: random generated environment and situations. So this character freedom, it's very important. Here we will take situations. Each situation has to be unique. It's a goal, but it's hard goal, but still. And from RPG, our idea to take best from all genres. It's very and add there our idea how RPG has to be played. What we would take. From mods, roguelikes, RPGs. from RPGs we would take actually idea of it's actually RPG it would be like a wrapper. Be a wrapper for other ideas. It's what makes possibility to interact with other players. It's a wrapper. We do not take anything actually from RPG genre because it has cancer. I mean, it's broken. RPGs, they have broken design right now, so we wouldn't take anything. Do not have currently, okay. Has cancer. It broken. It misleading. So we would put our ideas just in this place like container. But of course, yeah, some games they have some ideas. You would think about taking them, but main idea of more RPG progress it's broken. Biggest problem RPGs progression, and we would solve it with Z. What is that? Zero playing part. About it I'll tell a bit later, but in few words it means that even if you do not play the game, you do not lose to another players. You do not feel yourself that you need to play this game for a long time to have some progressions. Progression would be different. It would exist, but it wouldn't take a lot of it wouldn't give a lot of advancement other players. So and it's not truly zero playing. It's not clear zero playing. It has just zero playing elements. It's of course. I mean, because if we would create zero playing game, why do we need this? We could make just a lot of RNG and that's it. Not the game has some limited element from there. So and now I also want to tell about second big part of why I create this game. Why I've decided create my own online game. Part 1. And also there would be part 2. Let it would be like this. Part 1. Current MMORPG decline. Current MMORPG's decline. Broken game design, yeah. Second thing, why I've decided. Part 2, I'm designing my world for a long time. How we call it? I want to make my world real. I am a writer. Okay, rookie writer. I am writing fantasy book for a long time. Yeah. For years, actually. Maybe 10 years, maybe more. I've worked at my I think more. Yeah. Yeah, it's like 15. Anyway, it's not really important, but I've created my fantasy world. And I like to be in this world. When I write my fantasy book, I'm trying to get into it. I love this place very much. And with the help of this game, I'll try to create it. And what it gives us, this part. I want to go there for real. To make it real. What it gives us. Lord, it's already here. And it's rich because this game I started to develop it not because I want to get money. And how in most cases games created, let me tell you. It's rich and it's made not for a game, but game based at this lore. And it's very important part. I mean, in most cases, world created for the game, like World of Warcraft. Okay, it's world which was created when they thought, let's create a game. And these guys, they wanted to create a game to get money for it, actually. So most of the games, they design game, they think, what we would have in this game, and then they create a world. But in my case, I have this world in my head for almost 20 years, and I'm thinking about it for very long years. And that's why the game which we would create, it's not only a game, it's actually like, it's like part of this book, and at the same time a book, it's part of this game. And this world, it's just like I want to make it together. I want to make together my idea of this fantasy world and my idea how online game has to look like. We have different approach. Game book is part of the game. Actually, it's decades before I started think about this game. Okay, not 2 decades, maybe decade before. And it give us interest at my side, I mean, at least. It give me additional motivation for developing this game. Yeah, it gives me additional motivation for developing this game, because it's not just a game for me. It's something bigger. But let's, okay, we talk about all this stuff. We talk about how we would, why I want to create this game, but how I would do it and how it would work. And there I want to tell, I'll post this, you see, so why do I create this game? Why do I want to create? Okay, let's call it my own online game. It's an important question and I tried to answer it. And now I want to tell you what is actually, what is online game? And the answer is very simple. Database. Online game, it's a database. It's a database. It's actually where everything, all in this virtual world sit. I mean, all these pictures, when we see pictures in some games, we look into the game and we see this guy and we think, oh, he has a big sword, it's beautiful. And then this guy, he fight with another guy who has magic stuff and he has nice hat, and we look at this and they think, oh cool, they're fighting. And most of the people, they do not understand how this game, how works. And in a few words, in very simple words, this fighting between two people, it's actually fighting between two certain tables in this database. And this database, they have got lots of parameters, and they proceeded, how this word would be, let me, processed, yeah, okay, they processed by certain formulas, and we have certain results after each action. So actually game, it's database, all data, it's in database. And also we have database which got preceded by certain programming environment. Language, it's programming language. And when we think about it like this, we understand that we do not need these pictures. I mean, we do not need them. We do not need these freaking pictures. Because game, it's database, and game, it's certain coding elements. Of course, it's important to have user interface, and it has to be something understandable, pretty simple for certain person. I mean, so you would understand what's going on without it's not fun to give people to read all these billions amount of texts, because yeah, your eyes, they would just become tired. But you have to give a certain amount of text and remove everything which repeating, which is not really interesting, which is boring, has to be part of interface, so you would be able to interact with it faster. So put everything boring at the map, put everything all you have repeated a lot of times at the user interface. Very easy. Okay, let's write it because it's a good idea. Put all boring but important to the map, all repeated to user interface. It's like I make a note for myself for future. And as I said, game, it's a database and some coding, and then we could put there some user interface. By the way, Shtukensia, she is our front-end developer, and I am back-end developer. Yeah, we already have our small team. It's kind of cool. And how we would work with it? So we do not need these pictures actually. We need them just to make it more readable, to make this game more readable, to give understanding how it would work, how to give player less work to read all this stuff. So he has to read only really interesting and fun stuff, which could turn on his imagination. And everything else has to be at UE and the map and other places. So, what do we need to create our game? We need database. We need certain programming language. And we need certain front end, which give us some kind of user interface, maps, other stuff. And of course we could add some pictures, which also has to give you information. It's not really fun to put pictures just for beauty. They all have to be information. Or if they do not give you information, why to bother to have them? So it's what we need. And my idea of the game, it's to have a very deep interaction. Very deep interaction. I mean, what do we not have here? What I want to add? Let's modify it. Biggest problem, I forgot to add here. So let's come back. What we would take from all genres and what we would put, which ideas we would, and our ideas, unique ideas, which I have in my head and I want to try to implement. And then we would add our innovative, yeah, I'm very modest, ideas. And it's very easy peasy thing if you think about it, but it's what make game interesting. Lots of different environment factors which player has to take into account to remember them when he make certain decisions. It's the most biggest point here. Idea. Okay, it could be one idea. Environment factors. It's not just factor about like weather. not like weather or character condition. It has to be RNG based principles of nature and behavior of nature, everything part of the nature. So it would be physical conditions, RNG based, but predictable. I'm sorry for my English. Physical conditions, for NPC, for example, and etc. So it's actually one of the biggest ideas where I want to concentrate gameplay, on what I want to concentrate gameplay. It's actually what you wouldn't meet in any online game. In some online games you have weather system. So for example in Black Desert you have some debuffs when it's hot and you have heavy armor, you have certain debuffs on you, but it's very poor made and it doesn't really you do not need to think about it. You just take a look at this debuff panel, you make a decision, you wear other armor, that's it, you forgot about it. And I want to make it the most important factors of your actions. So your decision what to do in the game, how to attack your enemy, for example, with which possibility, with each skill, you have to think about it. You have to take into account all these conditions, whether with whom you're fighting, what do you have in your hands, and other stuff. So it's what actually it could be in mud games, but I didn't meet mud with this idea, because I think not really much people they interested in. I understand that it's kind of hard to code such stuff, but it's not a database. It's not a database. It's database, but I mean it's a lot of formulas, a lot of mathematics in it, a lot of programming, and a lot of parameters in database also. So it's huge, very complex thing to implement. But I want to do it, and it's what makes this game replayable and interesting. So it's what make this Z-RPG element, where is it? Yeah, Z-RPG element, it's what make it possible, because with this system your progress, it's important thing of course, but your game skill, your ability, your possibility to understand what's happening in the world with your character, it's give you actually the most biggest strength in playing good this game. Okay, let's go like this. So I tell about this, and let's go back. What is online game? Database which got preceded by certain, let's put it here, programming environment. Let's call which and wrapped into user interface to make gameplay easier for gameplay situations easier to read by player. Example. So, it's what online game. Let's tell it. Let's call this topic how we are going to create our online game. Technologies. So, what do we need? And also, okay, let's add UE, which has some illustrations to simplify game reading further. What is game reading? It doesn't mean that you read sentences. It means that you could understand situation, what's going on with you. So what do we need for it? For first, we need database management system. So MySQL, it's perfect, great web-based database. Perfect for online projects. Programming environment, PHP. You could say, no, PHP run, but actually it's perfect for stuff which we would make, I think so. Also, maybe some stuff we would do in different languages, but main backend, I think in PHP it would be great, because this game, it would be possible to play it in browser. Yeah, it's an important part of this concept, to make this game accessible from any device. And why to do so? Because as you could see, we do not have much pictures here. Why do we need our client for this game? No, we do not need client. We do not need client. Why browser? We do not need client for our to make our we do not need a client to make our game more interesting or more beautiful, or to make it, to give it more scale, because it's text based MMORPG with UE elements and map. Yeah, and it's, I forgot to tell about it, turn based, but it's fast paced turns. It's not like turn based, you make turn, they go out automatically every like 5 seconds. I do not know, maybe like 10 seconds. So you will be able to understand what's going on and to make a decision. No need to wait for other player turn. So I'll tell about it in other topics also. So technologies, PHP. Why PHP? Because I think it's just suits perfectly for our game, for this technology that we want to implement. It's perfect for this dynamic work with databases. So then, user interface, how we do it? JavaScript, and some HTML, of course. Shtukensia, she is front-end developer, she learning JavaScript right now. I am learning PHP and MySQL. So, and also how we could call it, UE and pictures drawn by Shtukensia. By Tangar by Shtukensia. So it's what we have, because Shtukensia, she could draw, she is good artist, and so we have artists who could make it like I don't know, let's call it raster and vector graphics. So it's what we have right now. It's our team, we're together. But right now we are just learning. I am learning PHP currently. I'm not a programmer. I didn't try it almost ever. I mean, something like system coding. I made some websites. I'm creating websites for 20 years already, but I didn't go deep to coding, even to PHP. I know some basics, but that's it. So right now I am started to learn PHP from the foundation, from the beginning, and it's my desire to know everything about this language. Also, Shtukensia, she learned Python right now, but I'm not sure. Could it be because PHP 7 it's actually it's very fast language. It's the fastest language right now, and Python it's too fast for our game, I'm afraid. But we would think about it. Maybe some stuff it's better to make in Python. But it's everything far dreams right now, because right now it's what we have right now, what we're doing. So current how we call it, Shtukensia? Roadmap. We could even put it here. because roadmap it's not here yet. We are learning technologies right now. We do it daily. Every day we work in this field. It's not even real roadmap, but how we could call it, like draft. How about development. Right now, game do not have certain term when it would be released, because it wouldn't be released actually. I mean, we would add some models to it in time, but it's something for years. Years. Yeah, I think that after 6 months we would make something which you would be able to try. I think so. I think so. It would be like very far thing. It would be not even close to all these ideas which we have. So better to write it so people would understand. But still. About Shtukensia. About fundraising.
Yeah, please, you can support our game if you visit our site.
Come here with trousers, it's okay. It would put our rating higher.
So guys, if you want to support us, you can visit site yenter.ru, and on this website there is support us button.
Yeah, it's our it's our all our YouTube channels here.
Support us button, push it.
This one.
Yeah, support us button. And if you like what we're doing, you can support us any possible way. So you see PayPal, WebMoney, Yandex Money. You can use your bank account or mobile phone. So all different possibilities is up to you. And we're very glad and we're very happy if you support us, because we like your support pretty much. Thank you.
Actually, this game, let me write it. It wouldn't be. We're creating this game not to gain money. We do not plan to earn something at this game. This is. We create game not for money, but because we want to have this special place in World Wide Web where it would be interesting to spend time in this special magical world. But we would be glad if you would support us. It would give us more time for game developing, because if you support us, I do not need to create websites or support websites for other organizations, for firms, what I'm doing in my real life. So if you would support us, it would be still very appreciated. We do not make it for this to earn money, but still it's fun if somebody want to help us with this game, and it's the most useful way to help us. It's to just donate something. So guys, it's basic information about our game. Next time I'll tell more stuff about it, so we would make more streams, and we would make streams about how we actually working at game development. Again, we do not take just someone's technologies, we do not take certain engines from others, or we do not take the scripts. We would do everything from zero, and we would try to make it like we have it in our dreams. It's what we want, it's our goal. It's not for a day, not for a month, not for a year, it's for long years. I just want to create this world, my world, and I will be very glad if you will be part of it one day. Thank you very much, guys. Bye, Bo, cat guys.